Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I'm Dave from Octopus, and we're here to talk about a project that Octopus Records is going to undertake. Jacob Lampman's, let me say that again, Jacob Lampman's new record for his project Ego Death.
Yes.
We're going to put out a vinyl record, and we'll talk about why that kicks ass in just a minute. Let's talk about the history of the songs, the project. How old is this? And I should mention that there was a digital release 3 months ago?
Yeah, in October 1st, we had the album released onto all of the streaming platforms and YouTube, etc. So, but I've been working on the songs originally as a solo project for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I had intended to record all the parts on my own, and there are roughs of these songs that exist where I'm playing the upright bass and mandolin and doing all the backups on my own, but just eventually pulled on all the folks I knew around here to join me.
Well, let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
So did you just find yourself, being kind of musically lonely?
I can't play flute, which turned out to be a signature part of the whole sound and the whole project was the flute playing and kind of the semi-classical nature of the bass player and stuff like that.
Well, it's got to be a lot more fun too.
100%.
As opposed to, you said you were a sideman, and you let these other people be more than sidemen. You know what I mean? Like you're a band, and a band name is cool and stuff, but every time the band breaks up, you start over if you don't put your own name out there.
That's true.
So, and I first saw you play with Joel. So, so definitely the sideman thing, and
that's sort of where I got my chops around here. I felt like I was the lead guitar player or the sit-in guy for a lot of different groups, and I did have one or two riffs that had riffs and songs kind of piling up over the years, but I never felt like I had enough for a project until when I asked people like Jake Giddens and Hannah to join me. It really changed it from I want everyone to hear my one-off, I can do it all project, and it really turned into I have a band now.
Yeah.
I have people that play with me that are putting their heart into the songs.
Yeah.
It does make it a lot more fun to feel like I have a little community of people working on the songs with me.
I think a natural question, and I try to not answer questions like this, but people are like, what they're gonna say is, what does it sound like?
It's the toughest question.
Now, me as an outsider, I don't have a particular artist.
Yeah.
But I think if you're trying to tell somebody what it's like, I think it has kind of a psychedelic approach.
I agree with that.
And there's folk and indie rock elements.
I agree with
and
all
a little
this.
pop, and then and like I said, kind of psychedelic over, which I think is a large part of the uniqueness. And strangely, I find the flute a large part of that psychedelic.
Yep, I agree with all of the. It's a funny thing. All of those parts are correct, but it's the blend that I think makes people remember it the most. Is they go, it really wasn't a folk band, but it's definitely acoustic. It's not really a rock band, but they're doing free improv. There's sections where I'm letting the jazz guitar player run away with it. And then there's sections where the upright bass and the flute and the acoustics are all locked in together.
Well, and I think when you say that about Jacob playing guitar, it reminds me that another couple of words that would need to be added there might be jam band.
Yeah,
You know what I mean,
truthfully, yeah.
And I think that's gives a person a little more information. It's difficult to describe.
And we're still growing.
It's difficult to describe music with words.
Yeah. Anyone who's seen us play more than once has probably seen 2 different shows. In terms of sometimes it does venture into a total jam thing, and I say, guys, I just want the solos to go along tonight. I might take one. And then there's other nights, most recently, we played just flute and bass and myself on the acoustic, and we went for a more, let's just get the songs as clean out as possible. We're not going to take long solos. So I feel like we read the room and kind of all do some more jokes if it feels like a kind of fun jam band kind of night. And if I'm following my scary friends who are also good at playing music, I go, let's just get the melodies in tune. Let's just try to get it right down the middle.
Let me start at the beginning again. So Octopus Records, I think, started when we put out the compilation. I have trouble with dates now with COVID, but I guess it was 2019. I think it was late 2019.
Yeah, 6 or 7 years ago.
And we've done a couple other releases since then, so we're very excited to do this record. And I want to mention a couple things about why records are so important and why somebody like you is so important. Is that always, but now more than ever with the internet, there's so much shit coming in all the time that if we don't balance that with our art and opinions, and that we become a generic place to live.
I didn't know we were going to talk about this specifically, but I agree with you 1,000%. If we don't, I have to take advantage of the opportunities that are around me with the artists that are willing to work on stuff in person and write together, because there's twice as many people out there that are by themselves generating a song off prompt. So when I see the people that are, not to make it about AI specifically, but I love that I have friends that I'm writing songs with in person.
Well, and there's no other,
you
I feel fairly certain there is no other ego death. You can't say that about a lot right now.
Yeah.
And I think the other important thing, besides it being a great group of songs that deserves to be released, in my opinion,
okay, amazing,
is that when you buy a record, when you buy this lathe cut record, that more than other records is each one is unique. So you could use words like boutique and stuff like that, whatever.
True.
But you own this record for the rest of your life. You don't have to subscribe to anything.
Right.
You get the record, and I have records from grade school.
Right, and you have it. I still have the first record I ever received from my dad is Al Di Meola.
Yeah.
I think it's called Land of the Midnight Sun.
I'm familiar with
I
it.
cherish it. You know,
I went
mean?
through
It's
my
like,
jazz fusion.
It's like my thing. Yeah.
But it's a big deal to you.
It is.
And
I would never. It's as prized as any of my guitars. You know, I would never get rid of it. It's.
Well, never is a long time.
Yes.
But I call them lifelong friends. You buy the record, it's yours. You don't subscribe to it, which, not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but it's annoying at what all the things that are being added on with cars and music and streaming and stuff. You just own this record for as long as you can keep track of it. So, in conclusion,
yes, to conclude,
Octopus Records is putting out Jacob Lampman's Ego Death. I'm adding too many S's here.
No, it's a tongue twister.
It is kind of a tongue twister.
Jacob Lampman's Ego Death.
Thank you. And so we're going to put this record out, and we're here tonight. We're here today because we want you to be a part of it. So there'll be a link at the end of this after we're done talking here in a minute, QR code possibly. But I would strongly, we spent some time talking about this record, what kind of music it is, and I'm vouching for the quality of it again. But what I don't really think that matters. If you follow the Iowa music scene, or if you like to go see shows and stuff like this, then you should buy this record. It's just really a cool thing that a lot of bars don't have the opportunity to run a little label on the side.
Oh, I feel it's like divine intervention that I've always said the Octopus is like our home base as far as playing and performing and getting our songs out there and playing with other people. That's my experience playing with Joel and playing in my own band. So the fact that tied into this is a record label that sees fit to kind of help put this out it's a real blessing, like a mind-blowing.
Yeah, and that's Ralph and I do it because it's fun.
Yeah.
But it also, some of the ideas we just talked about, some which are kind of large and some which are smaller. The main thing is to get the music out. And if you want to be a part of that, then
please be a part of it.
Flip on the, take a picture of the QR code that's coming up and the link, and please do us a favor, do live original music a favor, and share this with anybody you know who might be interested. And we'd love for them to be a part of it. So, Jacob, thank you for taking the time.
Thanks for interviewing me.
And I'm looking forward to this whole thing.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Peace.